I'm David from Levica Photography, and today we're checking out a few modifiers for the AD600, the Beast. I didn't really cover what these did last time when I reviewed this, so it's really good that you guys know. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the light spreads, and what we're going to use is the default modifier. This is the 7-inch parabolic can that you can, most packages that I've seen with this light come with this. Otherwise, you can buy it separately for a couple of bucks. The links will be in the description to all this stuff. The other thing we're going to look at is a snoot for this light, and this is a very inexpensive snoot. Does what it needs to do, very direct to the point. And then we've got this very unusual 11-inch can that I didn't really talk about last time. And this particular can came with two focusing grids, a 20 and a 30. This just helps keep the beam of light down, but pull this out. Because the shape of this is like a bell, it actually keeps a very narrow beam of light anyway. So I don't know that the grids are actually absolutely necessary. I still use them just because it tightens it up just a little bit more, not much. But realistically, we'll use this, and I'll shoot it both ways with this and the diffuser and probably the grid. And today I'm also shooting this with the A7R with the 85mm 1.8 and the X1T for Sony, because it's on Sony, of course, duh. Anyway, let's dive into this. Okay, so I'm going to shoot this full frame with the A7R, and we've got a 28mm f2, and we're going to shoot the backdrop behind me, and all I'm going to do is show you the light spread of this. So first up is the big gun, the 11-inch parabolic can, and it's got the 30-degree grid in it. So let's go ahead and shoot that. And this has a very tight beam of light. Now if I pull this out, pull our grid out here, and shoot it again, and you'll notice that the beam gets much wider and a little bit brighter. Now let's go ahead and diffuse this and see what this looks like. There you go, just a very soft, even spread. So I'm going to go ahead and take this outside, and let's go shoot our model and see what this is like. I'm going to shoot from over here, so can you come like right over, right there. Let me get this, like right here. Alright, now I'll come over this way here. Go ahead and get up against the wall. Right there. And we're going to turn this way down. Again, I'll go to A. 32nd of power. Did I shoot you with this stuff off? In here?
Not in here.
Okay. Okay, so let's take this crap off of here. I'm at 8,000th of a second. F1.8, ISO 400. ISO 400, why am I shooting at ISO 400? Because it brings a little bit of the ambient light up around her. But realistically, you need that diffusion layer to really get these skin tones soft. Otherwise they just look harsh. So in this environment, like if this was my only option, I'd pull this back a little bit to my usual comfort zone of somewhere between 5 and 8 feet. at 128th of a second, which just kind of blows me away. Okay, next up is the factory 7-inch parabolic can that you can get with this. And we'll shoot it without the grid first, just to see what it looks like. And there you go, it's pretty wide coverage, kind of a decent diffused beam of light, nothing too crazy. Now we're going to put our grid in here and see if we can't narrow that down. Now this is a 20-degree grid, so this will be a little bit tighter. So there you go. It's almost like a perfect sphere with nice fall off on the sides. Really great for focusing light down. I mean, that's what grids are for. Alright, let's try the Snoot and see how this goes. And this will be a very, very tight focus right here. And you can see this is still the same settings. ISO 1600, f4, ISO 400, A7R, 28mm, exactly the same. I shot these all exactly the same. And you can see the intensity of light. The one that gives us the most light is the biggest can. And then the little can, this guy right here, has a good default kind of widespread. So, you know, really, I mean, just for a very basic light, this thing actually works pretty good. Even better if you can diffuse it, but it doesn't, it's not like a huge difference. You know, so this is just kind of a general modifier to have if you really need one. But realistically, I love using the big thing, or the Snoot. Okay. So the Snoot just has a very tight spread, and you can see it's a very focused light. And because of the Snoot, because it's painted black on the inside, it kind of dims that beam of light down. If it was silver on the inside, it would actually be more intense on that focus spot. But these are all shot at the same exact settings, just to give you an idea of how the power changes between them. Go ahead and pin yourself up against the wall again. So the whole beauty of the Snoot is I can get in close and it'll be like a spotlight on her. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and crank my shutter speed all the way up to 0.008 of a second. And back out a little bit so you can see the light begin. And it's just different. Well, that was fun. So in a nutshell, you know, the default modifier works. And to be honest with you, it actually works with umbrellas too. So let me just show you here. This is always an option if you don't want to carry a gigantic softbox around. Just use this setup with an umbrella, and it just barely fits in there. And this will diffuse it to the point where it's actually pretty good. A very decent softbox, and having this on there will keep the beam forward, and having this on there will protect the bulb in case this heavy ass beast ever falls over, because it will be a disaster if you're using this outside and this thing falls over. That will protect the bulb from getting crushed. So probably a good idea if you wanted to go that route. Realistically though, that particular light, I will probably use this 90% of the time. Unfortunately, these are very hard to find. I found this, I think it was from a seller called PhotoCell or something like that on Amazon. I'll have the link in the description, and it's also sold as a cheetah. This one came with the grids and the bonnet. But realistically, you know, you can buy this separately if you can just find the light. This is just something that covers 11 inches. You can get one that covers 12 and it'll still probably stay on there fairly well. And you don't necessarily need the grids with this because it's a very narrow beam. And as for a Snoot, you'll know it when you need it. I always recommend that people just grab one of these. They're very inexpensive. The links are in the description. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel for more information like this, and if you follow me on Instagram, I just may follow you back. So anyway, hope you guys have a good day. We'll see ya.